So a 2-week break is coming to a close here. So what's been your guys' biggest challenge coming off this hot start in Florida? And what are you kind of expecting this weekend? Do you guys expect it to really affect you guys, or are you just ready to rock and roll?
I think in Florida, we had a couple off days to start the week. And when we played that first varsity game, we came out, like in Bucky's words, caged lions. So I think we'll probably have some of this. Here you go! I think we'll have probably some of that same mentality of we can't wait to get on the field. And we went 8-1. We went 8-1 for a reason. We're not a perfect team by any means. Nobody is. But offensively, we're going to come out and we're going to swing it. I don't think there's any question about that.
All right. So talk about our good fortune in the weather, and how has it ultimately changed the way you guys prepare? Obviously, it's been a dandy of a spring so far.
And normally, when we're indoors a lot, we get a lot of work done. The Olson Forum for us. It lets us do almost everything. We can't do fly balls, obviously, but inside we can do a lot of good things. But mentally, being outside this early has been huge for us because here you go! Attaboy! Because being outside just kind of gives us that mental jolt. Here we go!
He's out.
Yep. So being when you come back from Florida, being inside can be some of the toughest practices you have because you get used to being outside in Florida, having fun, being in the warm weather. You go inside, even though the Olson Forum for us is great, it's a little bit different. So getting outside with this nice weather for us has been huge. Here you go!
So in your time here, how typical has this been? Have you really had any springs like this so far in your coaching career?
This is my 4th year coaching. My first year was a lot like this. In fact, I think March 17th, we got outside, maybe even before March 17th, and we didn't go back inside after that. That was one of the nicest springs Concordia's ever had. And then the past two, as we all know, have been very tough. So we were kind of due for this. And but I think it'll benefit us, I think. But then again, it'll benefit all the MIAC teams because they're going to be in a similar situation as us. But what it does is it makes baseball a lot more fun, really, more than anything. It allows us to have fun out here, get our work in that we need to do, but we're having fun. And that's the nature of D3 sports anyways. But we've had success. We want to capitalize on that. We're going to continue to have fun, but winning makes things a lot more fun.
So talk about the hot start of Nick Bornhauser, and did you really expect him to come out this season and swing the bat and get off to a torrid start like he has?
You can't really expect that anybody's going to do things like that, but it's not a surprise that he's off to a hot start. There was 2 guys that I had a little talk with before the season that Buck and I had talks with. Here you go! And the 2 guys were Bornhauser and Eric Carlson, because here's 2 guys that had to wait until their senior year to really get a lot of play. And Bucky and I told them both that it would not surprise us if they just all of a sudden find it, tear the cover off the ball, because it was never a mystery of how good of ball players they could become. It's just a matter of the door finally opened for the both of them, especially Eric Carlson. But even Bornhauser dealt with some injuries last year. Now he's for the most part healthy. So once again, you can't really say that someone's going to get that hot, but it wasn't a surprise that both those guys are off to a hot start.
All right, so now first game, home game scheduled this Tuesday, the 24th against Jamestown. So now that the season's really heating up and we're getting ready to roll here, getting into non-conference play in Minnesota and MIAC play, what are your expectations?
Well, our conference is tough. No matter, if you look at the conference records, there's McAllister's 5-0, Bethel's like 9-1, and St. Thomas is 5-1. The bottom line is everybody in our conference is really good. There's no weak teams. Some are slightly better than others, but our conference, which makes it fun because every doubleheader we play, we know that we got to play our best. There's no just showing up and winning 2 games. We got to play our best, which makes it fun because as good a start as we have had, everybody else is playing pretty well in our conference. Are going to continue to play well. So what I expect is, especially when the conference season starts, is every single doubleheader is going to be a fight with the PH, a fight. Here you go!